What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Today's video is my second video in the series of how to become a stronger writer in your English literature class. These tutorials are meant to help you become a better writer, specifically when you analyze books in literature in your English class. In today's video, I'm going to talk all about introduction, and I'm going to give you a simple formula of what you can use when you write your introduction for your essays. All right, so when you are writing an introductory paragraph for your essay, that's exactly what it is, an introductory paragraph. You are introducing your topic. So I have the word intro here because that is what it is, an intro. You want to think about it like this. Your reader has no idea about the topic that you are writing about. You want to approach writing with the mindset that your reader does not know anything about the book or story you are writing about. So you want to lay it out very clearly for them in the introduction. You want to be interesting and informative. This is the first thing that your reader is reading, so you want to grab their attention. You also want to be informative so that the reader knows a little bit about the characters and what is going to happen in the rest of your essay, so that when they are reading your quotes, your analysis, and your text evidence, it is making sense to them and they don't have questions about who they're reading about and what is happening in the story. So when you are introducing your paragraph, you want to be interesting, but also informative. Now I have more to say on this, so let's go to the next slide. All right, so I have some photos here, and these are the things that you want in your introductory paragraph. You want attention. You want to command that attention from your reader. You don't want your reader to read your first line and immediately think snooze fest. So you want to have a very good and interesting first sentence, maybe a question, maybe a hook, or maybe an interesting statistic that grabs your reader's attention. In your introduction, you need to introduce the author and the story that you are going to be analyzing. If it is several stories, then mention the two different pieces of literature that you are going to be analyzing. But you need to give your reader the book and the authors that your paper is going to be based on. What else? You need your thesis statement. Now, thesis is the most important part of your essay. I've already done a video on how to create a thesis statement, and I will link that above. But in your introductory paragraph, you need a thesis statement because your readers need to know where your essay is going. And that is going to be revealed through your thesis statement. After that, you also want to give some general information, and that is the plot and the characters. This is the background information that the reader needs to know. Again, I want to remind you that when you are writing, you want to be so clear, and you want to keep in your mind the fact that your reader has no clue about this book or story that you are analyzing. So you want to talk about the characters that are going to be important in your essay and the background information that they're going to need to know. You don't need to retell the entire story or give every single intricacy of what happened, but you need to give enough information, enough background information that the reader knows what is happening and who you're going to be talking about. All right, so now to the most important part. This is a simple formula to follow in order to make a good and strong introductory paragraph. Now, if you are a master writer, then you probably don't need this tutorial. But if you're still figuring your way around writing an essay for English class, this is a good formula to stick to and to continue using until you feel comfortable developing your own style. Now let's look at it in depth. Number one, this is the sentence you will have. In the story, put your title of the story, by author's name, and then create a general sentence about the story. It can be a general sentence about the story. It can be a general sentence about life. It can be a general message, something interesting and to the point, and something that gets your reader's attention. Now, the second thing is hook. You can include this, you don't have to, but it's just an interesting question or idea that really brings in and interests your readers. You can make something general, like I said before, or it can be specific to the book or story that you are going to be writing about. Number three, this is your thesis sentence. You will get this from the question or the prompt that your teacher is going to be giving you. If not, you're going to have to formulate your own thesis or opinion of the story. I've already done a video on thesis, so go check that out, but the thesis is the most important part of your essay. I like to put it right at the top so that the reader knows exactly why they're reading and what they're going to be reading about. Other videos say to put it on the bottom, but I feel like going through all of this stuff and navigating what the background information is to finally figure out the thesis, for me, I get antsy. I want it boom, right at the top. There's my thesis. That's what the essay is about. And then you proceed to give me some background information. Number 4 is introduction of who the main characters are, or who are the characters that you will discuss in this essay. If you have so many characters in the book that you're reading or the short story that you're reading, you don't need to talk about them all, but talk about the important characters that will be related to your essay and to your analysis. Give us some background information, give us some information about who they are and how they relate to the story and how they relate to your paper. Number 4 might not necessarily be so focused on characters, but it might be focused on a literary element in which you are going to talk about within your essay. Literary element being characterization or conflict or symbolism. If this is what your thesis statement is about, then you should probably go a little more in depth on that concept, but also talk about the characters because inevitably, books and stories are about characters. Let's look at number 5. At the bottom, it says a brief summary about what happened in the story. Now, after you're done writing about the characters or the literary element, you want to give some background information, talking about the plot and the basic idea of what happened in the book or story you're going to be writing about. Remember, pro tip, write as though your reader has no idea about this book, that they have never read this book before, they don't know anything about it. If you have that in your mind, you are going to be writing a clearer essay, meaning you're going to be really explaining who the characters are and what happened in the plot. If you assume that your teacher or the person reading your essay knows the characters already, then you're not going to take the time to explain them. But you need to do that. Do not skip that step of really explaining what happened in the plot and who the characters are. I think this formula is really useful and it helps you to create a really strong introductory paragraph for your paper in English class. If you want to screenshot this and keep this as a reference, I think you should definitely do that for your next essay. Well, guys, I hope this helped you. I hope it helped to clarify how to write a strong introduction paragraph for your English class. In the meantime, I hope you're staying safe and sane, and don't forget, peace, love, and essays. Bye.